Let me just make this clear because I'm not begging nobody to be in my life. And trust me, with or without you, I'm good. I promise you. The real question is you good without me?
My son's being charged with murder. Now, holy shit, now all the details, the fine details come in. Okay, and then you're going to try to, mom, but, it's too late.
This 26-year-old was an exotic dancer. Police claimed she also performed sex acts for money. One of those clients was Willie, Ellington. My name is Cameron. Welcome to True Red Crime. This is the case of Tshey, Bennett. Now, investigators highlighted repeatedly that Tshey was a devoted mother. She loved her son. Family told police his birthday was coming up in December and that Tshey would do nothing to miss his birthday. And of course, concerns of her disappearance intensified because of this. She had rented a white Chevrolet Trax while in Pensacola. Now, on December 14th, 2024, police were dispatched to a motel called the Sweet Dream Inn. This was in Pensacola.
And she's in a rental?
Yeah.
Okay, well that's more likely then. And room 130, was it?
It's a little strange that she got her phone off, but she did say that if she said something about Cash App, that usually means she met somebody to hang out with.
So, just hang out means she's hooking as well?
See, Tshey, she had stopped answering her phone. Her family was worried. So they called the hotel, knowing she was staying there, asking them to check on her. But then, when they went into room 130, something was wrong. So they called police. Inside, police found 2 wet iPhones inside the bathtub, a black electrical cord that had been hidden beneath bedsheets. Trash liners were gone. There was a faint smell of cleaning chemicals inside the room. There was a false eyelash and it was found on the floor between the beds. Her strands were located in the bathroom. There was a towel inside the bathtub which had discoloration and strands of hair attached to it.
Get away from me.
No.
You were here last night, right?
Yeah.
So, did you see anyone go in and out of that room or anything like that?
No.
You just were walking by?
She worked. No, I worked front desk.
And they called.
And they called me.
Some of the friends called you?
Yeah.
Okay. Then what did you do then?
Oh, she called me and said that her friend, I should check on her. No, she said that is her friend at the hotel. Her name is Tshey Bennett. I said yes. She said that she's calling her phone. She's not getting her. She's on meds. And if anyone could check on her. And she asked about security. I told her there was no security available. And I went out. Went to the room, I saw the door cracked a little bit, knocked on the door, went inside, no one was inside.
Outside the near parking lot, investigators located a small jewel matching an earring Tshey had been wearing. So police then sprayed Blue Star all over the room. This is a chemical to detect blood evidence. And they found blood on the floor between the beds, the lower bed frame, the bedside table, and the floor in front of the fridge. Now, as for Tshey, she had traveled to Pensacola from Houston, Texas. Police believed she was working as an exotic dancer, and she had independently arranged clients for sexual service. Police said she had been staying at the Sweet Dream Inn while in town, and she made an online ad through a website called Mega Personals, which investigators described as a way for her to obtain clients. And then at some point, Tshey reportedly told her sister she's going to meet a man and he's going to send her money through Cash App. Then suddenly, communication between Tshey and her sister stopped.
She said that her sister contacted her at 4 o'clock last night or so. But then she wasn't able to make contact with her again. She saw that she had been at this hotel over here because of her GPS. She contacted the staff. The staff came to her door, saw the door was wide open, but there's no one inside, that they could see. So they shut the door. Then when it came out to check out, they went in there today, and they found her 2 phones in the bathtub. That's the only thing that's in there. And then her rental car is still out here with all of her bags and everything in the back.
So what started as a missing person case was becoming something a bit darker. So police then looked at the surveillance footage, and they saw Tshey entering the lobby at the hotel, everything seemed fine. But then, outside her window was a red Mazda CX-5. This was parked there around the same time she vanished. So police took the license plate. They found out the car was a rental, and it was rented by Willie Ellington. You see, Willie Richard Ellington Jr., he was an active duty serviceman. He was stationed in Pensacola. So police reached out to him directly. Now, he initially avoided speaking with detectives and said he was busy at work. Eventually, he agreed to go to the police station. Here is some of that interview.
The only thing I would like to talk about is y'all's report. I read the beginning of it. You guys said that I escaped the military base. I didn't escape the military base. The rest of the stuff y'all talk about on the report, I want to have a lawyer present while I talk about it. But this, I feel like I'm being.
All right. So what would you like me to know?
I want you to know.
Well, first off, sorry to cut you off, Willie. Tell me a little bit about yourself so we can understand who you are. Like I said, I think I started off by asking you, you went to Paris Island. Okay. Was it your choice to join the military, or is it something that was?
Sorry, sir, but in the most respectful way possible. I don't see how that's relevant.
Well, I'm trying to figure out how we got here. I served in the military as well, so I understand. Like I said, going from boot camp, is this your first A school away from home? That's what I'm just trying to figure out. Trying to figure out who Willie is. That's it. First time away from home, second time. I know you're very close with your mom. So are you the only child? I hate to think that the only Willie I know is the Willie that's in the papers and what they're putting in the news.
Now what's crazy is Willie, he looks like a baby. He's 20 years old. They went through his phone. I'm going to come on to this in more detail in a second. Hey, you dirty motherfucker. And it's because of this on his phone, he told police, I'll talk to you, but I don't want you going through my phone.
Well, if you're asking for a lawyer, I can't speak to you about it.
I'm not speaking for a lawyer right now. I'm saying for this, so I'd like to speak to you about a lawyer.
Okay, but I have to clarify this. If you want a lawyer right now, we cannot speak with you any further, and me and him have to leave. Because if you're asking for an attorney, we can't talk about the case with you.
But of course, by that point, police were already far ahead. They had enough probable cause to secure a warrant for the device. And once police downloaded the contents of his phone, they uncovered the timeline that connected everything together. There were messages between Willie and Tshey, reportedly showing the two arranging a meetup for sexual services. In one message, Willie asked for the address, and Tshey responded with the address of the hotel. Later, Willie reportedly texted saying, I'm here. And according to the investigators, this text was sent the same time his car arrived at the hotel, according to the surveillance. But then, when police went through his phone, they found out how thick as pig shit this kid really is. They looked at his internet searches.
Also, your web searches. Can a murderer be convicted without a body? How many prostitute murders go unsolved? Why so many sex workers go unsolved? Can police track Snapchat? We can. It's 109 pounds, 90 pounds heavy, which is the exact pounds that Tshey Bennett puts on her ads. Missing people. How to delete Turo account. How does Turo track cars? Well, this is exactly how Turo's track cars after a subpoena. Searches before you met with Bennett. You searched power cord, which was left in the hotel room. You searched do people scream when being strangled.
My PlayStation.
Mm-hmm. Documenting reality, which is not where you go to search for PlayStation cords.
No, I searched for my power cord for my PlayStation.
Mm-hmm. Which is found in the hotel room.
That's not that one.
Okay. You also scream, do people scream when being strangled?
Just because I search stuff up doesn't mean anything.
He's given the police a smoking gun, right? But then came another discovery. Police found a receipt. Willie had purchased a large 36-inch rolling duffel bag. This was just before he met Tshey. And to police, the timing was kind of significant. Why are you buying this big duffel bag and then a few hours later, a woman is dead and you seem like you were there? See, when they looked at his GPS data And the vehicle tracking, it seems he traveled to Mobile, Alabama. This was after Tshey disappeared. So then police went there to figure out, okay, what was he doing there? So they headed toward an area near Eagle Drive. And after receiving GPS coordinates reportedly from Willie's phone, the neighborhood they entered was described as abandoned and heavily wooded. And while searching the area, investigators noticed tire tracks cutting through overgrown grass. At first, nothing obvious appeared, but then one of the investigators spotted disturbed vegetation near the tree line. There was grass that looked pushed down, almost like something heavy had been dragged through it. The trail led down an embankment toward a narrow waterway, and there, police found a body. The victim was partially clothed. Investigators later identified her as Tshey Bennett through tattoos visible on her body that matched recent photographs. The missing person case was now officially a homicide. Police believed Willie is the one that did it, and he did it inside room 130. Police also learned that Willie had apparently disappeared from the military base, and according to reports, military personnel could not find him. They were looking for him. Apparently, Willie had been trying to sell his own personal belongings and tried to get on a bus to get out of town. So then police went and searched his barracks. There is where they found the duffel bag, gloves, clothing, receipts, boots, shoes, electronic devices, and other items that police considered relevant. Police processed all these items and obviously looked for possible DNA. During this, Tshey's autopsy was conducted. There were visible injuries including swelling and a laceration around her left eye. They found, during the autopsy, that Tshey had a glue-like substance in her hair, and police were able to link this substance to all the cleaning product at the hotel. The room looked like someone was trying to clean it. Chemical reactions everywhere. The smell of bleach everywhere. Someone tried to erase what happened in that room. And Willie's own digital footprint became one of the strongest pieces of evidence against him, as well as the Google searches. I mean, what an absolute penis.
Okay, so we've sent Apple a search warrant to get all those locations of where you've been, so we can put you at the hotel at where the body was dumped, along with your Gmail account through Google. Again, search warrants for those. We've already got your phone records, so we can put you in Mobile. We're trying to track down the other prostitute or the escort that you made contact with on the 15th to see if she's okay. Yeah, so there's a lot of things coming. So just don't think that, hey, this is done and over with. There's a lot of stuff that's coming in that's going to stack up, and you're going to be like, oh my God, I should have talked to them when I had a chance. Because everything we find, we put out there so people know what the hell's going on. So that's what I'm saying. Your opportunity to tell us your side of what happened rather than us be the storyteller. See what I'm saying? Because the story that we've already put out is what you see. And I mean, shit, TMZ's picked it up.
Is it?
That's how big the story is. And that, all they have is the side that we put out and what we found on your phone. So you were asking and wondering what happens to the body after 2 days of being dead. There's your answer.
But in case you don't understand where that location is, once we got your phone, this is the GPS coordinates on your phone that matches that location. So, I mean, I guess now you know what happens to the body after 2 days. So, last chance if you'd like to clear anything up. Because like he said, I mean, the car you rented, the car in front of the hotel, then if you want to say that you did not rent the car and have your Turo account before you deleted it. The Shell station, right before you went there. This is the hotel room. If you notice, the bedding's missing. Cord that was left on the bed after you left her, including conversations of you meeting up with her. Also, your web searches. Can a murderer be convicted without a body? How many prostitute murders go unsolved? Why so many sex workers go unsolved? You document a woman found in creek. multiple times. What happens if you leave water in a hotel? Burner phone number that don't collaborate with police.
It means a whole lot when it's 2 hours before you meet up with somebody.
Necessarily.
Well, yeah, especially.
I mean, if I search up, hey, where's the nearest Mexican restaurant?
No, I'd like to speak
And
with
in
my
2
lawyer
hours, I go eat
before
Mexican food.
discussing this.
What's that?
So I'd like to speak with a lawyer before discussing this.
That's a good idea.
Yep. Because here's the reality: we don't need you. We don't need you to talk. We don't need you to say anything. This isn't even 10% of what we have on you. So we were just being nice and giving you the chance to clear up some things if you wanted the chance. We didn't have to come. We could have told him to take you straight to the jail. But we stayed over, our time because we wanted to give you the opportunity to, like I said, if there's something that is incorrect, if there's something that you want to say, if there's something that you want to explain, we were going to give you that opportunity. Because like I said, this isn't even a portion of what we have from your phone, from your locations. We've tracked you from, the beginning to the end. Your GPS, your
That
phone.
ain't even begin what we're going to get off your Apple Watch.
Your DNA that they just took.
My Apple Watch. Can I have that?
Nope.
Thank you.
You don't get anything. Then we're going to take your clothes too. Because I have video of you in that after you turned in the Turo car. I pulled video from the airport and I have you in that outfit getting out of a taxi that I've spoken with the taxi driver. They gave me the confirmation of the card you use and your Navy Fed. And that is used when you purchase that. Like I said, we didn't need you to be here. We were being nice and giving you the opportunity if you wanted to speak, if you wanted to, say anything about the situation.
We're the ones telling the story about what we have. And we said, hey, maybe he'll come in here, try to clear his name, try to say something was an accident, whatever it was. But no, the only thing you want to clear up is I didn't escape from the base. Okay.
It's fine. The news will just keep reporting about how you murdered, someone.
And dumped her body in the water.
We gave you the opportunity. That's something that, we can say and later on you can think about is we gave you the opportunity, like your mom said, to clear your name. We gave you the opportunity if you would like to give any more information that I could add to that report. We tried. So later on down the road, you can't say that we didn't try.
That's it. All your buddies on base. That's all they hear is what we put on the news. Because here's the thing, and I've said this because sometimes it's not very clear because you're not originally from here. You're not from Florida, right? You're from Georgia, right? Yes? Okay. So Florida is a very transparent state. That means everything is public record. So somebody can come to our sheriff's office or the courthouse and say, hey, I want all the information about this case, and all those photos and everything that we put in our case are made public. So all your Google searches, everything about it. So we try to be discreet in what we put in the news because, like I said, we don't want them to know everything. But everything that we do goes into our report. So once the case is closed, all the details come out. All the details about your sleep fetish, all that stuff that you're into is public record. And guess what? On top of it, it's already bad for your mom to know, hey, my son's being charged with murder, possession of child pornography, 2 counts of child pornography. Now, holy shit, now all the details, the fine details come in. Dude, and according to your mom, you have siblings, brothers, sisters.
You're someone that
And then you're going to try to go, mom, but it's too late. It's the proof is in the pudding. We have black and white photos.
From everything, from your phone, from your bank. I pulled your bank records. Pulled your accounts.
Cash App, all that shit.
Everything. So do you want your mom to find out from a news article, or do you want her to know that you were a man and you came forward about what happened?
I'm speaking to the lawyer.
Okay.
So the next time you talk to your mom, if I don't talk to her, you probably will. The going rate right now for an attorney to represent you during a homicide investigation, that's just homicide, because like I said, you're going to do the special victim stuff, is about $45,000. You want to hear the double whammy? When you get done here, you still got the military to deal with.
What will they do?
They can charge you. But don't you
The uniform military justice.
don't you think that you would want to be known? Because don't you in the military? I mean, you're serving and protecting. You're supposed to be an honest man. So don't you think they look at it as, wow, we let somebody in that wasn't very honest? Just as well as we took an oath. You took the same oath.
You know them. You know the core values, right?
So after the autopsy, it was revealed she was strangled. I think what happened was that Willie used this PlayStation cord to take her life. Now, of course, it seems like this was premeditated, but in the moment, my guess is, this isn't truth, this is just my guess, I think he was trying to do some kind of sexual act with her. She said no, so then he got the cord and he strangled her. Maybe he wanted to play PlayStation with her, I don't know. But do you follow the logic? So, because of all of this, Willie was arrested and he was charged with first-degree murder, and also there was 5 other felonies for the images. Now, the case is still ongoing. He pled not guilty to the murder charge, and I couldn't find when he's due to be in court or whatever. Of course, he's still in jail, but the case is ongoing. But imagine that, 20 years old, clearly a planned murder. I mean, why else would you buy that duffel bag to begin with? And if you're going to try and find a woman online and escort and stuff, fine. But then to go and take her life? For what? What's the matter with you, you muppet?